Hello, I'm Chris, and this is my 70 through 72 Chevelle GMA body rear seat video. So this video is meant to be used as a guide, just to give you an idea how to do your own project. These rear seats usually always come out perfect, so this is definitely a DIY project that anybody could do. Look on your seat for any medallions, any emblems, any buttons. Some cars you may end up having to reuse, stuff like that. So before you start ripping the seat up, make you notes, do whatever you got to do so you know exactly where they hog ring the seat to. So we're just going to take a paint pen and kind of mark where they hog ringed. So you see what I'm talking about? There's only one left. So let's just kind of mark that place where it should be hog ringed so there's no confusion. Alright, so the best way to remove old hog rings is absolutely not like that. That's the worst way to do them. Something with a square. Dikes work really good. I can't find them right now. Just put them like that and twist. Just like that. It's real easy. There's a little piece, looks about 3 inches wide, that is separate from the burlap and cotton, and it's just a little extra reinforcement, you know, to keep that from dropping in there for some reason. So this seat's out of a 72 Monte Carlo. It has some kind of burlap with little wires run through it. See how I was talking about these buttons and stuff? Okay, so we're just going to throw that in the corner for right now. We're not going to throw anything away until we're 100% finished. This is some kind of cotton jute blend that's glued to a burlap piece. And then it's got the regular cotton. It looks like, you know, like an inch thick or whatever. Something like that. So it's 3 inches wide, but that would have been a 5-inch piece. And you see how it's folded over and it has a thin listing wire in there for support. So now just go through your seat frames and remove any old hog rings. So we're going to do a little sandblasting on this seat. I'll show just a little bit, and then we're going to get these primed and painted. So we got to sandblast it. Not 100%. It would take forever to do that. So I've never used this before. First time seeing this in the store. Let's check it out. Go buy you some of this. This is like professional freaking results. We're gonna do the other side and we might not even paint that. It looks that freaking good. So I said, well, let me check out this Monte Carlo lower seat, and it has foam on it. So what I'm getting at is you kind of want to check all this stuff out just before you go straight to order something, because this foam on this one is probably still going to be good. So they are different. They got a freaking listing wire. They glued two pieces together, kind of created this edge. So we're gonna have to make one of these just because it's a stupid split. Okay, so this piece in here is some kind of jute, and if you ever heard the stories of the cars catching on fire at the muffler shop, it's true. I was welding in the lower control arm video, and these things were like 5 feet away, and they still managed to start catching on fire, and it freaked me out because I didn't know what it was, because I was welding right here and they were burning all the way against that wall over there. So okay, so the more I look at it, this crap right here was some kind of sound dampening thing they stuck in there so the springs wouldn't make noise. And it's probably freaking asbestos. Okay, so I'm gonna go sandblast and clean this one up, paint it just like the other one. So let's talk about something real serious on these seats. That was just the experiment, getting it ready for the video. That's why I do experiments, because I noticed this top part was kind of like almost deflated. Our little strip here, and especially if you're using that cotton batting, that was in here to hold that up and support it. Right now there's nothing holding it up, so it's kind of deflated. Well, in fact, our foam only comes about right here. I'm saying this is pretty important. I'm going to show you how to correct this. We're just going to make a piece like this. So let's just take it apart, because we forgot to put the emblems on it too. Okay, so now let's talk about what we're going to use for cushions, foams. When we took apart our top seat, it had this cotton jute blend stuff right here, and this looks to be about 1.5 inches thick, and then it had the typical 1-inch cotton batting, so overall about 2.5 inches of thickness. Stuff compresses real easy. Now for our lower seat, it had a foam, and all this is 2-inch foam. See the 2-inch foam? and they just cut a strip off and they built it up around the edge, rounded it off a little bit. Now I ripped this off to get measurements on it. We can't use it because it has the hole for the listing wire, so I can probably still sell that for 25 bucks. It's freaking perfect. So you need to kind of know what they even sell for your car. Now this burlap and cotton kit is pretty much what we took out of the top seat. This is going to work no matter what. This is, I would recommend this to somebody that's never done this before. You're going to get real good results. I don't like this because it's way overpriced. This is literally probably $25 of material they're selling you. So they have the foams in here for $239. That's kind of a lot of money. Most people are on a budget. So I'm going to show you how to make some rear seat foams using this stuff. You'll need 2 rolls of this. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's $36.99, but they have some specials here and there, $26 a roll. We're saving money. Now, in case you don't know, foam is foam. This is the same kind of foam in couch cushions. You do not want more than 2 inches of foam. Do not put 3 inches of foam. It's going to be very difficult to get your seat covers started. But you can cut foam. You can do all kinds of stuff. We're going to do an experiment because we're going to make that with this. So we're trying to recreate the old lower foam. That's the dimensions I got. We cut our 2 strips. And we're going to create our little edge right here. We're going to be using that glue right there. It works real good. So we're kind of rounding off the edges just a little bit. See, it cuts real good with the razor blade. Stuff cuts real good like that. So foam glues real easy. All upholstery people glue foam. There's nothing weird about it, nothing crazy about it. We just kind of want a straight cut. Okay, so we're going to be joining 2 pieces together. Okay. Let that thing dry. So when you're cutting foams, the idea is 2 inches or 3 inches. It's just going to be wrapped around here. But on this seat, we got that place that was sunk in, so we actually need to come all the way down here with our foam. Now this foam is only 27 inches, so we're just going to have to probably glue a piece on there. So let's check that out. We need 29 inches. Okay, so we added a little piece to it. A rough idea, 55 by 29 inches. Now this is the upper part of the back seat. Okay, so it might look good at first, but especially if you're using the cotton jute, it's going to eventually just drop in. That's what this little piece was right here. The 2 wires in it, just a little piece of support that's going to keep this from pushing in. It's got places to hog ring pliers. These work fine, and it was just hog ringed up there like that. So yeah, I mean that piece is pretty important. I mean look, it even has one right here like to support the outside edge. Okay, so put something there. You could probably use like window screen. That would be fine too. So burlap next. Absolutely necessary when you use this because this will just fall right through the springs. The kit will already have a piece glued to it. But I mean, you can use other stuff. This is some kind of batting I got for $5.99 square yard. And I mean, for about probably $25 for each section, you could probably figure out how to bundle this up to make it about the 2 inches, the 2.5 inches. Okay, we're getting ready to put these covers on, but we need to check something. These are for my 70 Chevelle. You can see they got some black piping in here. The black piping is where we're going to put a hog ring. But you see on this one, this is a very important one. It doesn't have anything in there. We already had a hog ring. Do not, absolutely do not do it like that. It doesn't matter if you double it. It's going to eventually tear. Now they use 1/8" listing wire, but this is mainly for the decorative parts of your bucket seats. Well, I guess that 72 Monte Carlo had one in the middle, but for this it really doesn't hurt to use the coat hanger. That's what we're going to use. So it doesn't have a place to slide it in, but you don't have to cut there. You just put some holes in it and slide the wire in. On the center, so we got marks on the center of our covers on both sides. You can round off the edges, whatever you feel like you need to do. I'm gonna leave it like this. This is a 70 Chevelle. We got to put this medallion where it needs to be. That's why I hate like those blogs like Chevelle USA or Team Chevelle. I hate those freaking things because you go in there and you get 9 different answers. Okay, so I've seen 11.5 from this piping right here to the top bolt. Okay, and then we had these on a seat already, and there's a curve right there saying 9.5 from that curve to the top of the medallion. So after those 2 measurements, this is literally the difference of them, is this. Just some kind of sharp pick thing. Okay, so it really depends on your covers. So I mean, that's something you're gonna have to research a little bit. So we got marks on the center. We're gonna attempt to hog ring the center first. Now this is kind of hard because this has to be wrapped around and the foam has to be compacted, so just be patient. So we're just watching and making sure that this is gonna pull down exactly in there. Always aim for the center of this. It's going to allow it to move a little bit side to side. Just make sure that your batting or foam or whatever goes over the springs. We're going to try to push in here and compact this as much as we can, and then we're going to hog ring all the way down here. It took a few minutes to get it to stretch over, and you see why that listing wire is so important, because we are stretching the crap out of this cover right now. So we got our center marks. So we got 4 hog rings in the center. Now we can flip everything over, pull it out. So you see we're hog ringing from the center out on both sides. So on these cars, usually covered up right here, you don't see any of this side, but we got the issue of this little corner that does show. So one little tip is, if you got some kind of deflated looking corners like that, an upholstery, you can always go back and you can feel in there's kind of a small void. We're just gonna put a little bit of batting in there or whatever, it doesn't matter, just to puff that up. So I mean, you can take batting out of a freaking stuffed animal, old pillows, anything. Right up in that corner. Okay, so this little edge, it has the piping in. It's got places to hog ring right there. That's all we're gonna do is pull it down. You know, flatten corners down. I'll wait till I'm putting this on the car to work that corner. Okay, so this will just eventually kind of flatten out. It doesn't show right here anyway. Let's see how that little padding right there, it brought our little corner up how we want it. We used that $26–30 roll of foam, and it worked out perfect. The bad thing about the original foams is when you start thinking about it, is that's nasty and stinks. Okay, this smells like a brand new pair of Nikes. It's fresh, it's clean, and you see, going back and taking a little bit of time and prepping all this stuff is well worth it. So let's do the bottom now. Test our foam out. It's weird. I mean, it fits right over the springs. It feels nice. Okay, so we're gonna put the burlap on this. You need 3 square yards when you're doing your back seats. And this brown one, I guess the dye or something, it smells like new shoes. It smells real good. This doesn't have a smell. So I'm kind of glad I bought that brown one. Okay, just remember to hang it over a little bit. Glue it to this, hog ring it, strap it, whatever you got to do. So we got to check for our piping, the hog ring too. It only has it on the sides. There's none on the front and none on the back. Well, there is on this piece right here, but this is the main one that gets strapped down. So you have to add the listing wires. We're going to use coat hangers on this one. I think we'll be okay. Okay, so we got some coat hangers. We're going to attempt to pull them over and then put this through. Okay, mark your centers like we did the upper. The same way, we're going to start in the center and work our way out. Remember to push down, pull over. Make sure that burlap is over the spring. Other than that, this one goes on by itself almost. Let's get the center strapped down. Okay, so we need to put our listing wire in the front and through this one. This one is going to pull the seat down in the back. Okay, we're using coat hangers. Coat hangers work fine. Don't worry about it. So the only thing that's tricky about doing the lower part is that this flap has got to be pulled down. And remember what I was talking about marking them with the paint pen? So this flap has got to be pulled down in there and hog ringed right there. Okay, see? Flap, hog ringed. Just like that. So we got just 2 in the center. Start just kind of massaging it out, whatever, stretching it, pulling it. So it's not too hard, but you still might need somebody to hog ring it while you hold it. Just be careful. Work it, massage it, heat it up. And see how important it is. Take the time, put that coat hanger or get a 1/8" listing wire. Makes a world of difference. This will never come undone. If you just hog ring that, it's gonna freaking rip out. It starts to rip whenever you do it the first time anyway. Okay, let's get some more in the back. Okay, so we got the front and back hog ring. Now we got this little edge to do. So now we're trying to figure out some kind of pulling techniques to get this straight. I don't remember how much of it shows, but just straighten this up. Let's try to do that. So we're kind of pulling this one just straight up. Then we're going to flatten this out right here. Okay, so we got it hog ring as far as it'll go. Now we can start doing this flap right here. Just start anywhere really, and just we're going to secure it in the same place. We tuck this in. And then this is pulled up, and the old one was hog ring right here, like with 2 or 3. So we're gonna try to at least get 2 in there. On this one, it actually looks better if you pull this more to the middle. You know, like not doing it straight right there, but do it more like right there, and it comes out where you want it. So. So the lower half is done. It turns out that it didn't even use that edge. We could have just took the 2-inch foam and wrapped it over like we did that and had the same results. So I make these videos in a hurry after work, and that's why I leave stuff like this in them on purpose, so you can see what to really expect. This is probably going to just naturally come out. If it doesn't, put it out in the sun, blow dry it, whatever, steam it, and if it doesn't come out, you're going to just pull on hog rings until you get it out. It's gonna come out. All that's gonna flatten out. You cannot put stuff like this in a car with wrinkles in it. You have to get that stuff out. This doesn't matter. that doesn't show. It's all about the method you use to hog ring it. The way those hog rings are, they slide. These covers will eventually find a place that's comfortable and they'll stretch out naturally. Okay, if you do them right, don't worry about stuff like this. It will come out. These things were sitting in a freaking box for probably 3 months. That's what that crease is right there. You'll see these seats in my interior videos coming and they're gonna look perfect. This one's been done for about 6 minutes. That one's been done for about 20 hours and it's perfect. All the freaking wrinkles just magically start coming out of them. So you got an idea how to do your seats. You see the importance of the medallions, how we padded it, where there's no deflated look at the top. They look freaking nice. They smell good. That's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.